If you think you know where to move near Raleigh just because of what you've seen on an internet ad, you're probably wrong. The version of Raleigh that everyone thought they were coming to see that existed 10 years ago, that's gone. It's like going to see the original Fast and the Furious and now showing up to see Fast 10. These suburbs have completely different vibes, and if you're not paying attention, you are definitely going to get confused really fast. Out of my list, one of them isn't even in Wake County, which will have you giving me, as my daughter says, the boombastic side eye. The crazy thing is most people relocating here pick a community the same way they pick an Airbnb. Clean photos, nice angles, good reviews, right? But after helping hundreds of families move to the Triangle and moving here ourselves from Southern California 8 years ago, sight unseen, I've learned that the hottest town isn't always the right town. Today, I'm sharing where I would personally live if I were moving to Raleigh right now. So let's get into it. The first place that would absolutely be on my short list is Holly Springs. What's interesting about Holly Springs is that 10 years ago, people often thought of it as just another suburb on the edge of Wake County. Today, that's not the case. Its population has grown from 20,000 in 2008 to over 50,000 in 2026. And now Holly Springs has been quietly becoming one of the most complete lifestyle communities in the Triangle. What I like about Holly Springs is that the town hasn't just focused on just building houses. They've heavily invested in parks, recreation, greenways, sports facilities, transportation improvements, and community events. Places like Ting Park and Womble Park, and of course Bass Lake, have become major gathering spots, not only for local residents, but for visitors throughout the region. And here's something many relocation videos don't even talk about. Holly Springs feels surprisingly self-contained. You don't always have to leave town to enjoy your weekends. Between the local breweries like Bombshell Beer Company, or local restaurants like the one we love, OSHA, coffee shops, concerts, festivals, and outdoor recreation, there's enough happening that many residents spend most of their free time there without even stepping a foot into Raleigh, which makes their life a lot easier. The other thing I like is the location. You're close enough to Raleigh, Cary, Apex, the RTP, and the RDU airport to stay connected to everything, but you still get a slightly slower pace to some of the busier parts of Wake County. Also, because of the 540 now accessible from Holly Springs, it is definitely lessen that morning commute and evening drive on the NC 55, which can get way bottlenecked. The downside, everyone else has figured it out too. Holly Springs isn't exactly a secret anymore, especially with the biotech explosion like something out of a sci-fi movie. Fuji has invested $3 billion over the last 10 years in Holly Springs. Genentech has invested $2 billion, and Amgen has invested $1.5 billion. When you have that type of investment, those companies see major opportunity in Holly Springs, which means your home values will definitely be on the rise. So if I was moving now and wanted newer homes, excellent amenities, stronger community, infrastructure, and family-oriented lifestyle, Holly Springs would definitely still be near the top of my list. Before I get into the next pick, if Holly Springs or any of these suburbs that I talk about seem to float your boat, or you just want to find out more about these suburbs, this is what I do every day. I love to help families make the move from the other side of Raleigh or the other side of the country. So my number is right here on the screen. Call, text, or email me anytime. Now, before I get to one of the most overlooked places on this entire list, but not for much longer, let's talk about Apex. Apex is one of those towns that somehow manages to appeal to almost everyone. Families like it, young professionals like it, retirees like it, remote workers like it, kind of like how everyone likes to watch home alone at Christmas time. And honestly, that's part of what makes Apex so attractive. Downtown Apex is one of the best downtown areas in the Triangle. It feels authentic. It isn't trying too hard, and you can spend the afternoon walking Salem Street, grabbing a coffee, visiting local shops, attend community events, and actually feel connected to the town. What I appreciate most about Apex is the balance. You get charm without sacrificing convenience. You get growth without feeling overwhelmed by the growth. You get access to major employers without living in the middle of a business district. And perhaps most importantly, Apex has done a better job than most communities at preserving its identity while continuing to expand. Now, the expansion cat that is being let out of the bag is happening as we speak. First, with the new awesome children's hospital and the investment of $2 to $3 billion for the first of its kind, children's hospital is going to be in Apex. And this is exciting for families all over the Triangle. And the next huge project in Apex is the Viridia project. They're investing $3 to $5 billion, and this is going to be a mini downtown Raleigh right in the city of Apex. Investment like this doesn't come without a lot of foresight into the growth of the area. Now is the time to get into Apex. On top of all that, many are excited about how connected Apex is, which started with the opening of the I-540 about a year and a half ago. This brings you closer to Cary, closer to the RTP, the RDU, airport, and close to Jordan Lake. If you enjoy boating, fishing, hiking, camping, walking trails, or just spending time outdoors, having Jordan Lake nearby is a huge quality of life advantage. So with all this growth, the traffic, it's increased, but compared to where I come from in LA, Apex is a walk in the park. So if I was looking for one of the most balanced, all-around places to live in the Triangle, Apex would be incredibly difficult to beat. Now here's the area most people aren't expecting. If I were moving to the Triangle today and wanted something completely different from the typical suburban experience, I'd definitely take a very hard look at Briar Chapel. This is one of the few communities in the Triangle, and I was just by there the other day, that feels like it was designed around lifestyle first and houses second. Located in Chatham County between Chapel Hill and Pittsboro, Briar Chapel isn't simply a subdivision. It feels more like its own village. And when I was there, I sat there and I talked to a guy who had been in the military, asking how his family loved it, and he was just like, this place is amazing. Now, most buyers focus on Cary, Apex, Holly Springs, Wake Forest, or Raleigh. Meanwhile, Briar Chapel quietly offers something that's becoming harder and harder to find: space, community, nature, lifestyle, and connectivity with real people. Now, the trail system alone is incredible. Depending on how it's measured, you're looking at roughly 24 miles of trails weaving you through all the community. There are mountain bike trails, parks, community gardens, which I saw and they're just amazing, gathering spaces, dog parks, and regular community events that bring neighbors together. When I was there the other day, I saw a couple food trucks and I had to go get myself a taco, and it was awesome. But here's what really stands out to me. Briar Chapel gives you access to Chapel Hill, which I love, without paying the huge Chapel Hill prices. That is a ginormous deal. If you work at UNC in healthcare, education, research, biotech, or anywhere in Southern Orange County, the location makes a ton of sense. The community itself is also incredibly diverse in terms of housing. You have traditional homes, custom homes, active adult options, and everything in between. There's also more convenience than people realize. There's grocery stores, retail, great schools, healthcare services, and community amenities continue expanding all over the area. Another thing I love is the natural setting. When you're driving through Briar Chapel, it doesn't feel overbuilt. It feels green. It feels mature, intentional, has a purpose. The biggest trade-off, I would say, is probably your commute. If you're driving into downtown Raleigh 5 days a week, there are probably better choices. But if you're hybrid, work in Chapel Hill, work in Durham, or simply prioritize lifestyle over shaving 10 minutes off your commute, Briar Chapel becomes incredibly compelling. And honestly, if I were personally relocating today, this might be the biggest surprise contender on my entire list. Now let's talk about not a surprising one, Cary. Cary's on everyone's list, and I mean that as a compliment. Cary has evolved. If you're picturing your next home in the Triangle, Cary, it's hard to beat. They have new restaurants popping up all the time. Downtown Cary Park for weekend hangouts is amazing, and pretty much every amenity you could want, all in one community. The town offers incredible parks, extensive greenways, excellent municipal services, strong transportation, infrastructure that's awesome, and one of the most established amenity bases in the region. What makes Cary different today is the variety. You have older established neighborhoods, newer developments, mixed-use communities, downtown redevelopment, Fenton, that's one in itself, entertainment, dining, shopping, and employment centers all operating within one area. If someone told me they wanted convenience above everything else, Cary would be very difficult to beat. The challenge, it's simple. You're usually going to pay for that convenience. But for many buyers, it's worth every penny, and you definitely need to see it when you come and visit. Now, if you're somebody who wants energy, convenience, and walkability without going all the way into downtown Raleigh, North Hills deserves some serious consideration. North Hills isn't really a neighborhood, it's a lifestyle district. You can live, work, eat, exercise, shop, and socialize without spending half your day in traffic. That lifestyle appeals to a lot of people relocating from larger metro areas like LA, Orange County, New York, and Florida. What's fascinating is how much North Hills continues to evolve. They have new office space, new residential options, new retail, new restaurants, and ongoing investment that keeps pushing the area forward. When people ask me where they can get a more urban experience in Raleigh without committing to downtown living, North Hills is usually one of my first answers. The trade-off? It's pretty obvious. You're choosing activity over privacy. You're choosing convenience over seclusion. But if that's your lifestyle, North Hills delivers in a big way. I'm not saying you can't find privacy and convenience, but there's definitely a price for that. Now, the last area on my list, but definitely not the least, is actually one of my personal favorites because it's something many newcomers don't even know exists, and that's 5 Points, and specifically the collection of awesome and unique neighborhoods surrounding 5 Points. This is a part of Raleigh that feels completely different from newer suburban communities, and you definitely know when you drive into it with the massive trees, the historic homes, the character, the awesome walkability, local restaurants, independent businesses. It's all there. And this is a true neighborhood feel. You don't move to 5 Points because you want the newest house in town. You move there because you want a sense of a place with character areas like Hayes Barton, Bloomsbury, Georgetown, Roanoke Park, and Vanguard Park all contribute to the unique atmosphere here. And what's interesting is that no two streets feel exactly the same. One block you might feel stately and historic. The next you might feel more casual and bungalow orientated. There's definitely a personality here that's incredibly difficult to recreate. If someone told me they wanted Central Raleigh, mature landscaping, local businesses, and a neighborhood identity that feels authentic, 5 Points would absolutely make my short list. So if I were narrowing this entire list down today, here's how I think about it. Holly Springs is my newer growth lifestyle play. Apex is definitely the most balanced overall choice. Briar Chapel, it's my hidden gem lifestyle pick. And North Hills is my walkable urban alternative. Then you have 5 Points, which is definitely my character and charm choice. The truth is, there isn't one perfect place to live in the Triangle. The right answer depends on how you want to spend your everyday life and your lifestyle. That's something many people don't realize until after they move here. Now, if you made it this far, I'd love to hear from you. If you were moving to Raleigh area tomorrow and money wasn't the deciding factor, which of these places would you choose? Would it be Apex, Holly Springs, Briar Chapel, Cary, North Hills, or 5 Points? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll definitely use your comments on our next videos. And if you're thinking about relocating to Raleigh, Cary, Apex, Holly Springs, Briar Chapel, or anywhere else in the Triangle, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We put out new videos every single week like this, covering neighborhoods, schools, commute times, restaurants, hidden gems, and everything you need to know before making a move. And remember, my family and I moved here from Southern California 8 years ago, sight unseen. So we definitely understand and know exactly what it's like trying to choose the right area from hundreds or even thousands of miles away. If you're ready to make the move, I would love to help you. Call, text, or email us anytime. If you're still in research mode, no pressure. Make sure to subscribe and also check out our sister channel, Life in Raleigh NC, with hundreds of videos on more communities, lifestyle, commute, schools, and so much more. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you on the next video.